What is going on, young men? Listen, on today's video, I want to talk to you guys about dating older women. I had a request from one of the subscribers, Little Walkie. Little Walkie asked me to talk about this subject with you guys. The ideal of, he was saying how he's getting approached a lot by older women, and they're wanting him to help with their children and essentially treating him like, he was a husband, and he wanted me to give some advice on that. So that's what we're going to do on this video. All right. So listen, I am the Over 50 Guy / the Online Dad. On my channel, I give you guys practical advice and tips to help you avoid a lot of the mistakes and pitfalls I made at your age, so that when you get to my age, you can have resources and options to be able to live the life that you really want to live. All right. That's what we do. So let's get into it. Young men, dating older women. And when I mean older women, I'm talking about, I ain't talking like, 5 or 6 years. I'm talking about 10, 15, 20 years older than you. So I will tell you from my own experience, right? Because I know that is a trend that's starting now. Back in my day, that was kind of a stigma that older women, they messed with younger men. Absolutely. But it wasn't out in the open. It wasn't something that they would openly parade. I think on some level, it was little embarrassment or shame in that they were with younger than normal men. And again, I'm not talking about, 3 to 5 years age difference. I'm talking about the lady that I used to cut grass for when I was in like my late teens. And this woman was easily like 45, 50 years old. So yeah, I think that there is a trend that is emerging with that now. And here's what I would say about that, young man. Number one, I talk to you guys about distractions all the time. That's the main thing we talk about on the channel, is not being distracted. And while most assuredly box, chasing women and all of that can be a distraction, I think that being with a woman that is much older than you can be a distraction as well. What do I mean by that? See, what ends up happening is, you get involved with a woman that is older than you, a woman that is more seasoned, a woman who has been around more than you, a woman who knows more than you just by default, because she's older and she's seen more and she has done more, right? A woman like that can get your nose so far open that you can drive a truck through it, right? And that makes you easy to manipulate. It makes you easy to control, right? And you can be manipulated because here's the real deal. If you're 20 years old and you smashing a 40-year-old, you really think you're doing something, right? You so happy glad that you smashing this old chick that you will pretty much do anything, right? Because you're just so happy to be getting, this thing that, a lot of your friends aren't getting. Listen, I've been there. I've done that, man. I totally understand what that looks like, right? Being a younger man and you got this older woman, and again, you thinking you unstruck gold, and hey, I'm the man. I'm, look at what I got, that type of thing. And again, it makes you susceptible to control and manipulation, because by and large, the women in your peer group is not saying the things that this older woman is saying. The women in your peer group are not doing the things that this older woman is doing, right? So you being, young and inexperienced, you now putting yourself in this position to deal with this much more experienced person. Like my man said, I'm watching kids and I'm providing for kids that ain't even mine. See, an older man like myself and many others would have no problem being like, yeah, no, I ain't doing that. or whatever it may be. Whereas a younger man who doesn't know any better and is, again, so happy, glad to be in this predicament, you just going to fall off into that and just kind of do whatever because your nose is open. It's about distraction, right? See, the time that you should be building your own self for your own family, right? You're so open that you are now taking care of somebody else's family. You're so happy, glad to be doing it because you got this older woman and you think you unstruck gold. I tell you guys all the time about how women are hypergamous, meaning that they are always looking to trade up to the next best thing or to the best option. So when you really ask yourself, young men, what do I really have at 20 years old that can benefit a woman who is 10, 15, 20 years my senior? What do I really have to offer her that she doesn't either have on her own or can't get from another man who is further along in life who has these resources and options? I hate to break it to you, young man. You know what you have? You have young stick. And just like you are hot for box, women of any age really, but particularly older women that may not be getting the attention that they used to get when they were younger, they want it just as much as you do, right? And they know with you, it'll be easy. It doesn't take work with you. Again, because you're just so happy, glad to be getting it. If that's all you have to offer and you involve yourself in that type of relationship and, you stay there for a certain amount of time or a good amount of time, and then the man that actually has these options and resources that you're building towards comes along, young man, I hate to break it to you, but she's gone. Your stick ain't that. It ain't. Listen, it'll pass time. It'll pass time. But when it comes to a choice, and listen, I've been here long enough to know when it comes with women, with men, it's different. But with women, when it comes down to good sex or money, they going where the money is at, fellas. I hate to disappoint you because I know you think you slang that thing better than anybody else. But when it comes right down to it, you ain't even really the first choice when it comes to the older women that you're dealing with, right? You're not even the first choice. You're the plaything, right? Until the better option comes along. I have seen that more times than many. I have been involved in relationships like that. And like I tell you guys all the time, listen, if you want to knock down a older woman or whatever, and that's fine. Just don't deceive yourself into believing that this woman is settling for you with no resources and options. It just does not work like that, young man. You just end up wasting a lot of time in a situation like that because you're so young and you don't know no better. You think that this woman is really into you and y'all are starting a relationship until the next best thing comes along. I think about this as well, young man, that usually women that are late 30s, 40s, they're past the time where it is healthy for them to produce children. You're at the age where you want to build yourself to where you can, start a family of your own. And if you involve yourself in a relationship like that, then there's a good chance that, again, you'll be taking care of somebody else's kids instead of having your own, creating your own legacy, your own lineage, right? Man, that is something that I would advise heavily against. If you have older women that are interested in you, as long as you're not naive about it, have at it. But if you're not careful, you will be manipulated and controlled into doing things that you're really not ready to do, right? And I ain't talking about, like I said, slinging that stick. I ain't talking about that. You could do that all day long. I'm talking about, hey, baby, I need you to do this. Like Little Walkie said, woman wants him to babysit kids and provide financial resources and this, that, and the other. I wouldn't advise that, young men. I wouldn't advise that. Again, it's distraction. This is taking time away from you building yourself so that you are the one with the options, right? Later in life, you are the one that can pick and choose. You're not the one that's settled for. And I hate to break it to you, young men, but a woman well into age dealing with you, you know what? That is her settling for possibly great sex until the next best thing comes along. If you ask any older man, he would tell you the exact same thing. He'll tell you the exact same thing. So, for my friend Little Walkie, and I appreciate the comment and the view, my man, I would put some distance between myself in that situation. I've told you guys, whether it's young women or older women, I don't care who it is, as long as they know that they are second to your purpose and, your passion, then have at it, right? But more times than many, because you are just so happy, glad that this older woman is giving you rhythm, you forget about your passion, you forget about your purpose, you forget about all of that, and you throw everything into this woman who quite possibly is just with you because of your youthful slanging of that thing. My mother would say it all the time that you'll never beat a woman because a woman is thinking while you sleep. And young men that go into that situation without the right type of knowledge, again, you are a prime target. You are a prime candidate for easy manipulation and control. So don't be naive and don't be distracted. And that dealing with much older women than you will make you both. It'll absolutely distract you from building yourself, and it'll just make you naive to the fact that you are being played. So that is all I have on that today, guys. Little Walkie, I hope that helped. Hope that added some value, man, to your situation. Guys, listen, I am offering the one-on-one coaching. I'm going to leave my email in the bottom of the video description. Feel free to email me, put coaching in the subject line, and I can hit you back and we can talk about how that process works. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your bell notifications also so you know when I'm dropping other videos. I am back to doing lives. So listen, I am the over 50 guy / the online dad. We'll be back with another one soon.